This show is produced by Passtime Studios. Hey guys, not much to say in this segment for this episode. Just remember to like, subscribe, follow, tell a friend about us, all that good stuff. Shout out to our patron Kevin, and if you want to become a patron, go to patreon.com/pastime. We just changed some stuff around with our tiers, so go give it a look. But here's your episode. Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of the Pastime Thinker Topical segment. We are your hosts, Frederick Piquet and Joshua Belair. How you doing, Josh? Just silence. Gotcha.
I mean, you just doxed me, man.
Oh my fucking god. I can stop saying
keep
the
it,
last name. Keep it.
keep it,
Uh
fuck it. Hey guys, what's up?
uh so yeah, there's something pretty interesting that happened. It's mostly centered around Twitch, right? Like this is mainly an issue on Twitch. I think you know a little bit more about this than I do.
I mean, to be fair, it's kind of more of content creation type of thing.
In general.
Yeah, in general, like YouTube been having this problem for like decades.
Yeah, but
So
I've heard a lot of people say that like Twitch is like consistently 5 years behind YouTube in terms of like what they go through. So like YouTube went through this about 5 years ago, so now Twitch is beginning to go through this, or people are theorizing that Twitch is about to. What people might not know what we're talking about is essentially there's a lot of people afraid that Twitch might be getting their own version of an adpocalypse. And if
didn't they always did that with the backup streams?
no, I think that was just a particular type of content. I don't think that threatened any kind of ad revenue or anything like that, though.
No,
Um,
I could swore like some advertisers were pissed off about that, but
More than
um
likely, I would assume that they were. Um, uh,
I mean, if I mean perfectly honest, like it's it's kind of it kind of was on the verge of being softcore porn, but that's not
yeah,
what that's not what we're talking about today.
no, not at all. So essentially, what's been happening, and a popular YouTuber, he's a YouTuber now, no longer a Twitch streamer because he switched platforms, by the name of Ludwig. He came out with a big video, basically not really calling anyone out, but just addressing his concerns since he spent so much time on Twitch
He
that
called Hassan out.
he called
Come on.
Hassan out. He called quite, yeah. Uh, all in good fun. No one's actually upset with Ludwig, but he did name drop a lot, which I will avoid doing. But since you said it already, like my big man crush, Hassan, he's guilty of this. And
Pokey, decide,
Jesus Christ, what did I
disguise.
just say? I said we're not going to be like Ludwig and fucking name drop all these people.
Hey,
But
they don't know who the fuck we are. Like, come on, man.
that's fair. That's fair. But essentially,
One day.
what these streamers have been doing is just watching essentially television on stream.
Uh,
Um,
yes. So, um, basically, what they were doing is they were watching like full on episodes of, I believe it was Kitchen Nightmares
Kitchen
and
Nightmares, Master Chef.
Master Chef. I guess anything going Ramsay. I believe this guy's toes got banned for watching an anime. I'm not sure which one.
Naruto.
No, no, don't. Thank you.
Yeah, because
The good.
in Ludwig's video, Ludwig mentions that like, as risky as it is, it was really cool, and like I could only imagine it must have been really cool to watch the Rock Lee Gara fight with like a couple of tens of thousands of people, like just like hyping it up. Like, could you imagine? Like, even like, I know it's not the same when you're like behind a screen, like like as a viewer on Twitch, but like, could you imagine being in a group of like 50,000 people to see the like Lee drop the weights moment? Like that's pretty high energy.
I do agree with that. Even though, let's face it, that kind of killed Walker character and he became useless for the rest of the series.
For the rest of that arc, but
Series, come on.
he's just
He did nothing throughout the entire, like, unless there was something in Boruto that I don't know of. Like, he's basically a side character at this point.
okay. We're not here to discuss anime, but I get your
I
point.
mean, we could if you want.
But what the issue is now coming, the issue that is now coming is that quite a few people are nervous that with all of these streamers basically just showing again tens of thousands of people copyrighted stuff for free if the DMCA strikes, and like what are ads gonna think of this? And like a lot of people are genuinely afraid, and then there's a lot of people that basically feel like they're invincible. And
And if you want my opinion, those people are stupid.
the people who have like no fear.
Yes, because think of it this way. Like, for me, like, do you remember when Twitch got um, DCMA when it comes to music?
Yes, I wasn't around, so like full disclosure, I've only really started like using Twitch myself, like actually hopping on Twitch to watch people for like fun, like maybe within the last year. Like Twitch was like never on my radar, and now it's like somewhat up there with like other platforms that I use. So I'm somewhat of a baby Twitch user, but I do know that there was like a huge thing where like people were like can't play music anymore essentially on their streams unless they like own the music or like related to the person who owns the
Not,
music.
not even own the music. Okay, so do you know Dragon Force?
Yes,
Their guitarist,
has a Twitch
one
channel. I actually watch him
he got banned for playing his music.
for playing his own music.
Yes.
That's where things I think might be a little
That's bullshit. He owns the fucking
yeah.
copyright.
That's what I mean. It's kind of different with musicians specifically, because I can understand, you know,
Fuck.
like if the voice
Did,
actor, like just because we brought it up, like if the voice actor for Naruto was watching Naruto on a stream with like thousands of people, I would still think that they can get DMCA strike simply because you don't own Naruto. You're just a voice actor in the show. Whereas an actual person who participated in the creation of the song that they're playing, I think that's a little ridiculous.
yeah, that is ridiculous. Fuck. And I remember like Metallica was like performing a show in I believe it's kind of, I don't know if it was partner with Twitch. I can't remember, but you know they started jamming, they started playing, and then as soon as they started playing, um, the music cut, and they started playing like fucking copyright free, like lo-fi,
Really?
yes, like lo-fi music. Like I don't know what it's called,
Yeah,
but
okay.
it was in Metallica, and I believe Twitch chat went fucking nuts.
Well,
Like,
yeah, like that's like I think like in terms of like music specifically, it's a little bit different because like I do
no,
feel like if
if I write a song,
mhm.
I have every single right to play on my stream. You know,
It depends if you sell the rights to it or not. I don't know Dragon Force's situation, but
I'm pretty sure they did.
you know, because there's a lot of situations where artists, there's a lot, like you would be surprised, like I'd have to look up a list to actually like name them because I really don't know any off the top of my head, but like there's a lot of musical artists out there who do not write their own music. They buy the music and then simply perform it. So in that situation, who owns the song? The person who wrote it, or the singer or the musician themselves?
That's true. Like I hear that's kind of more pop and rap, but for like
Mm-hmm.
someone like Dragon Force, which is metal, they tend to write their own songs.
Yeah.
So there's really no fucking argument. Like you shouldn't
But would
got
it be a situation where maybe their label owns the song specifically and not Dragon Force owns the song?
no, because then how would they get paid for the songs because
I
of
mean,
copyright?
yeah, I mean that's fair. Like again, overall, I completely agree with you. Like in that specific situation with Dragon Force, like
This is not
that's so dumb.
this is not even what we're talking about.
Well, it's in the same vein.
Yeah,
Um,
true. But, okay, so back on topic. Um, for a TV show, do
I think it's
you?
risky. Like that
It,
that's
it
the only word that I can really describe it as. It's risky.
but there is potential, and I'll tell you why. So, but you're an anime fan, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've maybe watched a couple animes. I don't know.
Are you familiar with the 3 episode rule?
3 episode rule.
Yeah.
Like when you're trying out a new anime, like
Yes.
you always watch the first 3 episodes before you decide if you like it or not and if you're going to continue watching it.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
basically.
yes, I'm familiar with the 3 episode rule.
So imagine, let's say, a new Dragon Ball Z like cartoon is coming out.
Yeah.
If they take the top 25 English, uh, English streamers with a few, yeah, English streamers, like that's kind of what my research was.
Hmm.
That would be, they will show
The first three
like,
episodes on stream,
yeah,
sponsored.
yeah, sponsor, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That would be if the concurrent viewers for January stays like that, which is kind of, with the whole pandemic and
yeah.
other stuff. One of might say the N word, the typical influencer stuff. That would be over 150,000 people.
That just like got hit with the 3 episode rule, and who knows, X percentage of those people might just continue watching the show on their own, right?
Exactly. Like maybe they'll be like, "Hey guys, if you enjoy this free 3 episodes, here's a link to for a discount for
Yeah.
Crunchyroll or something like that."
And like that's not any different from what like some video games companies do. Like I've watched like I watch video game streamers. I watch gamers on Twitch. And
Holy shit!
and like I've seen it where like the streamer's like, "All right guys, like the next hour and a half is blocked out by insert game here where for the next hour and a half I'm going to be playing this game you've never fucking heard of." And like that's a sponsorship deal between the streamer and the video game company. And I could see that in that specific situation, that might be cool to do with television shows and cartoons and stuff like that. But I don't think like just popping in, season 5 of Friends while you're live is the same as that. Like there's not the same potential in just watching it than like actually making deals with these companies. It would be up to the television companies to pursue something like that. And it would probably be very intelligent of them to do so, but there's no way that all of them are going to be okay with it and that any of them will be okay with streamers who are doing that completely unprompted.
True, but it is an untapped market.
Yes, absolutely.
It's, especially if you have something that, let's say, I don't know, a fucking a Mario movie Mario TV show, for example.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't sponsor some. Sorry, nobody heard that. So imagine like a video game theme like show.
Hmm.
Like I use anime because there is like a crossing between animes and video games. Like there is untapped market for this,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm kind of surprised more people don't do this. I know as one example I give. Are you familiar with the boys, Fred?
Yes.
I believe they sponsor Watching on Party.
Yeah, probably. And that they were probably intelligent to do that. The thing is, I feel like this will only work out if any content of like television shows and cartoons that are watched on Twitch is a brand deal. That way, sponsors and ad companies or ads themselves can plan accordingly. Because like one thing that like I would think of is conflict of interest. So let's say you and I are streaming right now, and we're streaming MasterChef. Now, again, I'm just gonna make shit up just for this imaginary situation. But say MasterChef is sponsored by Wolfgang Puck, his culinary tools. So we're watching a show sponsored by Wolfgang Puck. even though we're not making money off Wolfgang Puck, Wolfgang Puck might not support our stream, therefore doesn't want his ads on our stream. And then on top of that, you get your regular Twitch ad break, and it's for fucking Betty Crocker. So you have two competing ads playing within the same stream. And like either Wolfgang Puck or Betty Crocker might not like the fact that their product was shown during something that was supporting the competitor. Which is why I think it's risky, because I think in order to lower the risk, there needs to be some higher level of communication slash planning. Even if it's something like within Twitch, you can adjust the type of ads you get. So like if you know if you're streaming Master Chef,
You can turn
maybe
off ads.
pardon?
You can turn off ads if you're a partner.
Not turn off ads. I mean like customize ads. So like if you know that you're going to be streaming Master Chef, like press a button that way like no cookware or like home devices or anything like that type of ads will pop up on your stream. That way, if you're watching Master Chef and you get like an ad for fucking the PS5, like there's no conflict of interest there. And that was very ranty. I apologize.
No worries. I can definitely see your point, but I believe that's not really a fault of the streamer. That's more of a fault of Twitch.
Oh, of
So
course. That I completely
I
agree with
I
that as well.
like I feel like if they are going to do something like that, they'll about tell Twitch like say, hey, uh, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Like I'll just use the top 50 streamers. All these people are gonna do. All these people are gonna watch MasterChef, sponsored by Wolfgang.
Yeah.
Only show our ads or whatever ads. Just make sure it's nothing from the competition. You know?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like this, you're absolutely right. Where this is an untapped market with, like, in all honesty, infinite potential. Because this is a good way for like broadcast television shows, cable shows, essentially being able to get on a streaming website without having to sign up with Netflix or Hulu or Amazon or anything like that. So this is good for cable television because it's basically a free ticket onto a streaming website. And not only that, a streaming website that is free. So it's like they're basically it's like getting your show on Netflix for free with a Netflix subscription for free. So it's really has high potential for these cable television shows.
And I do agree with that, but you also gotta think of it that Twitch is niche, so
Yes.
it's going to like really like do with it's Twitch is mainly like a video game platform, so
Yeah.
you can't really find like I don't know Beverly Hills or 912 or no, like that's probably not gonna work on Twitch.
No.
But like stuff like again, I'm just going anime. Like,
Yeah.
look, I only watch two things: anime and professional wrestling. And the second one I want to fucking kill myself. Okay, so
Both of those genres give you an unhealthy standard of what fighting is like.
that's okay. Okay, first of all, I think we're not gonna fucking go into this. So with anime, um, again, it should be kind of easy. Like there are even like people that there are even like anime like YouTubers that actually stream. Are you familiar with Trash Taste?
No.
Trash Taste is a group of three very popular anime YouTubers. I'm about to say VTubers, but they're not that. um, they're fucking huge. Like they probably combined probably get like maybe 8K between all three of them.
Okay.
Like that can actually work like a cultural sponsorship where like a hype season and have like all three of them like have all three of them watch it like fuck even the VTubers like
Yeah, which would
like
probably be where who would get the majority of these kind of deals.
yeah I can definitely see that um but still
And
Yeah, I do think it's a pretty untapped market. It's lucrative, but only for like certain things. That makes sense.
yeah, so but again, like one thing that we're discussing right now is like everything that we're talking about, like the best case scenario side of things, have everything to do with the streamer and the owner of the copyright. But like we're not talking about the sponsors and the people who own the ads that play on Twitch. How will they feel about this happening? Because
On, honest to God, as long as it's not sexual, I don't think you have to give a shit.
true, like
Because
I do get that, but at the same time, like
like if it was like the hot top streams, then yeah, I feel like everybody should be worried. But if it's for sponsors, like alone, if it's like uh, when I think the first apocalypse started because like 2016 YouTube was like edgy as fuck. Like um that's the reason why it started because people like they don't want like them to put in that and it's like a fucking monster of Hitler, for example.
yeah.
Um unless it's just something like that, I don't think ads would give a shit. Like if it's something like softcore porn, like gambling, like that type of stuff, then yeah, I can see it as like a second like an ad apocalypse for Twitch. But
Yeah,
if it's like if it's just like watching like the DCMAs, like I don't think anyone of them would give a shit. Like
yeah, like I in a perfect world, right? But like like who's to say that like Sony would want to sponsor everything and stuff like that? Like you can't guess uh which sponsors will want their ads on certain material until it actually happens, right?
yeah, that's true, but I believe that's kind of on the advertiser to realize like, okay, we're gonna see what these people are. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
most of them seem to be cool. Let's put our ads on there. Like
Yeah,
as something as big as Twitch or even YouTube, like yeah, you could definitely find like 1 to 2 like videos where it's like just like fucked up and have ads. But is it like most of it? Like
yeah.
if most of it's okay, okay, fine, whatever. Like,
So, and like another thing that I want to point out from Twitch's perspective would be if everything we're talking about were to happen, that'd be a lot of correspondence. That would be a lot of paperwork. Probably, I wouldn't say lawyer fees, but it'd be a lot of correspondence, lots of signing this, signing that, planning out with this, that person. Would Twitch be willing to do that for a streamer who only gets like 3 concurrent viewers? Therefore, would
honest
the
to God,
smaller streamers be allowed to stream that kind of content?
probably not. It's probably going to be like probably like the top 1,000 creators. But even with the top 1,000 creators, it's probably going to be like independent contracts.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't really like a hot, like you and I aren't really in disagreement about this at all much. Like we're just kind of theorizing things.
As of right now, anyone who streams like that and that is not like like fair use, like critiquing the thing. Like if you just watch all the episodes, like put the back and like that's not fair use. You can't just go like, oh wow, oh my god, that's not fair use. Like YouTube did actually deal with the same thing. Um, as we were talking about it, um, we were talking about Susie Liu versus the anime voice actress Rachel Mezzo. I probably said that one. Like her stuff, like yeah, that's Susie should probably. I wouldn't say have a channel deleted, but come on, that's she was showing like the entire episode and front to back. Like you
Yeah,
can't do that. But if you're actually doing that critique, like what we did on my channel, for example, even though it was a YouTube video, but that's something else. Um, if it's not like a critique or like satire or comedy or I think that's the fourth one. It's fine, but if you're just watching it front to back, it's most likely
Yeah.
doesn't fall under fair use.
And at the same time, like
Fuck, I'm not
how
used to talking as much.
how much before it becomes like transformative and stuff like that. Like if we're watching again, fucking the Rock Lee versus Gara fight, is us going like, "Oh shit, that was cool." Enough reaction for it to fall under fair use.
No,
Uh
no, I don't think so.
mhm.
Under the law.
Okay, like that was like a genuine question. I wasn't trying to talk you into anything. It would probably
Come
have to
on.
be more like, oh, Lee dropped the weights, and then like us like pause it and be like, the reason that this moment is so like great is because the weight of the ba, and then like the context, like we'd actually have to like dissect it
Yeah, basically.
for it to fall under fair use.
Yeah, so I believe the video doesn't have to like if the like let's say we'll review a SpongeBob episode, like just one of them, so like 11 minutes. If the video is like 30 minutes and it's like critiquing it, that's fine, you know.
Hmm.
But if I just put the entire episode like no commentary
Yeah,
whatsoever,
just hit play and like talk to chat.
yeah, basically, like let's face it, what the streamers were doing that doesn't fall under like that doesn't fall
Yeah,
under the fair use laws.
like as of right
So
now, it's like they're kind of gambling right now. So like if they're willing to accept the risk, like I'm not really going to condemn them for what they're doing, but
it's a really a risk.
like if
Like
shit hits
it
the fan, they better be
like it's a really a risk because if you get banned on Twitch, what's stopping them from streaming on YouTube?
yeah.
Like
Well,
the hardest go
YouTube is much more strict with that kind of stuff.
like like they like not what they got banned on Twitch, but what's stopping them from going to YouTube, playing like some random ass game and be like, oh my Twitch is back and just go back on.
Yeah, I mean you're right. Like just swap back and forth between the timeouts.
Um yeah, basically. Like that's like I heard that getting banned off Twitch if you're big enough is just a vacation. Like,
Yeah, well that's
and
kind of what happened
I
with
would
Hassan
I would hate to say, but
and Pokey.
yeah, I do agree with that. Like again, they're probably for streamers to give a fuck about this type of stuff, they gotta go to court.
Yeah.
Like the companies gotta sue the streamers and try to spook them to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone will want that.
Yeah. It's only going to start affecting the streamers directly if it starts affecting Twitch directly. So if there's no pressure put on Twitch, Twitch will not put any pressure on the streamers. Like that's what happened with the adpocalypse. Basically, all these sponsorships and companies went after YouTube, so then YouTube went, "Oh fuck, I got to put the YouTubers in line," right? It wasn't like the sponsors directly going to the content creators. So as long as there's no call to action against Twitch, things are probably going to remain the way they are. Which again, and if that happens, then basically these streamers took the gamble and it kind of fucking worked out for them. But if it doesn't work out for them, like they better front the bill essentially in terms of any kind of repercussions. Like
And I
if people start
sorry, Dave.
pointing the finger at them and say you're the reason this is happening, like I don't want to hear no bullshit excuses.
Yeah, and I always like to point out that this guy Toast got banned for a month for watching on Naruto, so I feel like Twitch is taking that path.
Yeah. But that's about all the time we have to talk about this subject. We will be getting into the mid roll and then our second topic of the episode. Hey there, I'm going to take this moment to plug our stuff again. If you enjoy this content and would like to see more discussions I have with people, you're already on the right place. Just scroll down. However, if you need some visual stimulus, Josh streams on Twitch and YouTube at King Tamacross, along with his own style of commentary videos. And if you would like some fun fiction, I have also written an e-series called Project Maternity. Shout out to our patron Kevin, and if you would like to become a patron yourself, go to patreon.com/passtime. I'll leave all the links in the description, and let's get back to the show. All right, and we are back. For this is something I've kind of been really excited to talk about. So, nothing as of right now, but I kind of just wanted to lay some groundwork on this one for future episodes. So I wanted to cover QAnon. And for this, I'm basically just going to explain QAnon to you, Josh. And
Yeah,
I just want to get your reaction.
to be perfectly honest, you brought up this idea like 3 days ago
Yeah.
when we were doing sound tests for a certain project
Yeah.
that may or may not be in production. Wink, wink. But
Season 2, baby.
um, but yeah. So I have not done any research whatsoever.
Okay.
So
So
this is gonna be interesting.
before I get into anything, what do you think QAnon is? How familiar are you with them?
So for QAnon, fuck, probably like I know what Anon is. Like that's a 4chan name.
Yeah.
Um, Q, I'm guessing that's for conspiracy, but other than that, like not really. Like
Okay. So I got some tabs open here. And
wonderful tabs.
I'm just going to read you the first little blurb from Wikipedia on what QAnon is.
Hmm.
So, QAnon is an American far-right political conspiracy theory and movement centered on false claims made by an anonymous individual or individuals that go by the name Q, and they claim that a cabal of satanic, cannibalistic pedophiles
Oh, lovely.
operate a global child sex trafficking ring that conspired against former U.S. President Donald Trump during his term in office. Experts have described QAnon as a cult. So,
So satanic,
yes,
cha- satanic cannibal pedophiles.
run the world. Or basically, yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't fold stuff like Nazi or communist or Stalinist.
right?
You know.
So,
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well,
so a lot of
I
people theorize that QAnon started gaining momentum in 2016 with Pizzagate.
yeah, I'm actually familiar with Pizzagate. I
Yeah.
believe they didn't find any.
No, but there was more about Pizzagate that I didn't know about. Did you know someone actually showed up to the pizzeria with a gun
Yes, actually.
and
Um.
like fired rounds?
Yes, actually. I mean, if you really think about it, like if Pizzagate was 100% correct, like no one will fucking blame the guy. You know.
Yeah, but
I guess they were looking in the wrong place. I guess they should look at Epstein's place. You know.
so yeah, Pizzagate was essentially there was belief that WikiLeaks exposed the Democratic Party, mostly Hillary Clinton, that there was like a child sex ring that was being operated from the basement of a pizzeria in Washington D.C. Completely came out that it was complete nonsense. But a dude did show up there, traveled from North Carolina, and fired his rifle in the restaurant. He was arrested. He is in prison. No one got hurt.
Wait, how far is North Carolina from Washington D.C.?
Give me a second. I'll look that up real quick. Get to the. Here we go. directions from North Carolina to Washington by car. Let's see. Oh, it's
Well,
calculating. It's a
I doubt
41-hour
he walked.
drive. It's a 41-hour drive.
Wait, 41. So he drove for almost 2 days to throw his fucking life away.
Yeah, based off of a QAnon. Oh, hold on, hold on. Wow. Okay, never mind. I'm an idiot.
Hmm?
So apparently there is a city called Washington that's in Oregon, not Washington D.C. Give me Washington D.C. Jesus Christ. Okay, never mind. 4 hours. It's a 4.5 hour drive.
Oh,
To our American listeners, that I probably just sounded like an imbecile.
the guy, the
It's a
guy drive to the first place and be like, "Oh fuck, one place," and he gone to
he also puts in the wrong GPS coordinates. Drives across the country. Oh, okay. I apologize. 4.5 hours. It was a 4.5 hour drive.
We're Canadian. We're Canadian.
We're
Just
Canadian.
saying.
We're so sorry.
But still, driving over 4 hours to shoot up a place that you don't even know even if it has like a basement or something.
Yeah, like that's enough time
Like,
to talk yourself out of what you're doing. Like that's
and
that's
how
to be alone in a car driving for 4.5 hours and not be like, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing.
maybe, maybe not. Or maybe he was like listening to America Fuck Yeah on repeat. Even though that is a fantastic song, you know?
So there was that. There was Pizzagate. That's like the. I don't
That
think.
now I got Matt Damon in my head, you know? Like Matt Damon.
So that wasn't started directly by QAnon, but it is something that, as of now, QAnon still brings up Pizzagate. So it's technically the most oldest QAnon theory, even though at the time of Pizzagate, um, uh, wasn't really QAnon. It
Yeah,
was,
I think it was like before QAnon.
yeah, like
So
Pizzagate is like the QAnon origin story.
yeah.
Now, another thing that QAnon believers, I don't know, QAnon members, a lot of people describe QAnon as a cult.
Yeah, I can yeah, I get that vibe,
Yeah.
you know?
So they're very firm believers that there is an existence of a deep state, that there is a network of politicians and business owners that basically control the government behind the scenes. Now, this is weird because, like, on a level, I kind of like wouldn't be surprised if that was a thing. Like on like to a
Yeah, yeah,
degree.
so I would not be shocked if like the old guard, like maybe coaching the new guard, if they're from like the same party or something. Like I doubt any from Trump people is
Yeah.
working with Biden, but um how's the guy if you really think about it, that kind of makes sense, especially since how secretive um the government can be, you know?
Yeah. And they also believed that this supposed deep state was actively working against Trump. And that they also believe that the whole Russian involvement in the American election was staged by Donald Trump to lure out members of the deep state so that he could identify who his enemies are because they think he's a big five brain.
Hey, what type of 4D chess is this shit?
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Like, okay, I'm gonna tell these people exactly how Trump won, okay? Or at least how I think about it. So, people didn't like Hillary, and people didn't like government as a whole. So he just walked in and be like, "Hey, I'm different," and that's why he got in.
yeah, exactly. As you know, you would expect. They also believe that COVID-19 is a complete hoax, that
Of
it's
course,
something that's used just to control people. Yeah, that's not even QAnon, to be completely honest. Like, there's a lot of people who believe that who are not members of QAnon.
I yeah, like
But
come
of
the
course,
fuck on,
they've
guys.
jumped on that. There are some weird specifics, like QAnon does believe that Bill Gates specifically like planned out this pandemic.
How the fuck? What type of proof do they have? Like Bill Gates is fucking saying though, like
We'll get into
saying
that. They also have a history of
like
just fucking saying shit. It's
okay,
it's amazing.
tell
One
me.
of the ways that they did end up blowing up is through Twitter, where they stole a hashtag. So they were using the hashtag save the children. That was the hashtag. Now there is an actual group called Save the Children who are meant to help children in sex trafficking rings, like, rehabilitate children who've been abused, yada yada, hashtag save the children. But QAnon was using the hashtag specifically talking about save the children from these democratic, satanic pedophilia, sex child trafficking rings. And that was the context that they were using save the children. So, but because the hashtag itself is so innocent looking in itself, that hashtag managed to go on trending. More people looked into it, and that's how QAnon kind of got a plethora of more support before the actual company Save the Children realized what was happening.
Yeah. And I know this is not what we're talking about, but are you familiar with the Save the Kids fiasco?
No?
Basically, it's a charity token when people buy to like save the kids. It turns out it was one giant pumping stump, and all people are
Probably.
in fucking trouble now. So I'm guessing Save the Children is cursed or something.
Yeah. And then one of the last little piece of context is like, so everyone who makes posts and claims and theories in QAnon, they're of course completely, their identities are completely hidden. However, there is a theory that the original Q is a person who works very, very, very highly in American government, whether it's the CIA or the FBI or like an extremely high-ranking politician. And a lot of people believe that the original Q is like someone who's like in the deep state, slowly trying to get information out so that people can become more aware of what's going on. That is where a lot of people kind of get slumped into this, is that they believe that the information is coming from a very reliable source, and they believe that this is an actual person who like has the clearance to attain this information and then leak it instead of just like saying stupid shit.
But the problem with that is like the problem with and anonymity. That fucking
Anonymity. Oh fuck, you got
thank
me.
you.
I didn't even say it right. Anonymity.
God, God, if you can say, I guess well, fuck, eh? Um,
So
that and like, yeah, that's the problem with anonymity because if you don't know who's saying this, like as far as we know, it could be some 10-year-old in the basement, like some like 10-year old that's like in his room, just like joking off the 40 point or something. Like,
yeah, and so another way that QAnon keeps their supporter base, and this is a fun little list here, is that they keep making predictions to keep supporters of their movement on the edge of their seat. Oh, don't worry, something's coming, something's coming. So here's a nice list of things that they predicted that never ended up happening. And it's a fun thing. So the first prediction that they ever made was that Hillary Clinton was going to be arrested and that she was going to flee the country. She never got arrested, she never fled the country. The quote unquote storm, so they're always talking about the storm. And what they think the storm is essentially just Donald Trump putting all of his enemies in prison in like one fell swoop. Like there's just going to be a day where it's just people kicking open doors and arresting these evil Democrats who are trying to prevent Donald Trump from being president, and they keep calling it the storm, and they think it's like,
Even Q.
yeah, even Q,
I mean, he's part of the deep state. Is he not?
right? So they theorized that the storm would take place November 3rd, 2017. Didn't happen. They predicted that a major event involving the Department of Defense would take place February 1st, 2018. Nothing happened. They also predicted that on February 10th, 2018, all of Trump's enemies were just going to commit suicide.
Wait, what? Like all at once?
All at once. That everyone that Donald Trump was targeting would just commit suicide en masse.
Like what?
Like they're about to
That-
catch
that-
me,
that-
like a "you'll never catch me alive" kind of move.
that sounded to me like more of not like a suicide and more of a get to the wall type of thing. You know?
Yeah, like they basically said like Trump has them in the corner. Watch, all of these people are going to commit suicide. That way, the public won't learn of what they've been doing, kind of thing.
All on the same day.
All February 10th, 2018. That's what they said.
Um,
Yeah. They once theorized that on February 16th, 2018, there was just going to be a bombing in London.
for the last one, clearly nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
And for February 16th, there was a bomb.
They said that February 16th, 2018, there was going to be a car bombing in London.
Was there?
No.
God damn it.
That's the funniest part about this. They always put like hella specific dates. They
God, you know this is. Do you know what this remind me of?
what?
All those people who like predict the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. They predicted that in March of 2018, not a specific date this time, a quote unquote smoking gun video of Hillary Clinton would emerge. So I guess just
What,
some
her sex, like what? Her sex tape? Like,
I don't know. There was nothing equivalent to that popped up.
like it is the video of her like smiling at the camera and smashing the laptop with her emails. Like,
They theorized that
really, that never happened.
didn't happen. That in May of 2018, there would be a quote bombshell revelation about North Korea.
It's on Eun's sex tape.
Once again, they theorized that on January 20th, 2021.
Clearly didn't happen, but
Yeah. So
I don't want his fucking sex tape. Like, come on.
they predicted that January 20th, 2021, the day of Joe Biden's inauguration, was going to be the new day of the storm. Didn't happen. The inauguration happened peacefully.
Unless you want to count the. Well, I'm about to say the Republicans got kicked out, but I just realized that Trump got kicked out, but whatever.
They predicted that the Trump military parade will never be forgotten and will be one of the best moments in American history.
What parade?
The parade was canceled.
Trump, fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah. They've had multiple failed predictions that John McCain was going to resign from the U.S. Senate. He remained in the Senate until he died in August of 2018.
I mean, technically.
That's not a resignation.
I mean, what the fuck he's gonna do? Like, he's dead.
Right? They have multiple.
Rest in peace, but come on.
Yeah. They've had multiple
Have to,
failed
have to.
predictions. Again, multiple failed predictions that Mark Zuckerberg was going to leave Facebook and flee the United States. Mark Zuckerberg is still very much the CEO of Facebook. He's still very much in the States.
And they're creepy as fuck.
Again, multiple failed predictions that Pope Francis was going to be arrested on felony charges.
On what?
Just felony charges.
Just felony? Like he just stole like 50K? Like can the Pope even get charged in Vatican City?
I don't even know.
So
Uh,
can Pope Francis just like show up to a bank, rob it, and just be okay? Like
yeah.
God,
Uh,
now I'm picturing like him just going to a store and just like stealing like a candy bar, showing it at the at the employee, and be like, "Yeah, what the fuck are you gonna do about it, bitch?"
multiple failed predictions that, quote, something big will happen, quote, next week.
Oh,
So I guess
um,
whenever their people, like whenever their followers are just getting a little bit too crazy, they're like, oh, next week's the week. And like just kind of leave it vague like that.
yeah, it's like something big is gonna happen next week. Well, what's gonna happen next week and how big? You know?
Yes. They have put an exact date multiple times of when they think Donald Trump is going to be re-inaugurated because they believe that the election was stolen. And
Okay, what the proof? Like,
I understand. Like, what is it? They thought he was going to get re-inaugurated January 20th, March 4th, January 20th. Yeah, that's about it. March 20th, after the failed transpire QAnon delayed the re-inauguration. So since March 20th, 2021, they haven't updated the date on when they think Donald Trump is going to be re-inaugurated. And
but again, like what the proof?
now,
Like,
this is their most recent prediction, and this is their most craziest prediction.
wonderful. I want to see it.
They predicted that John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, who was assassinated in 1963, or his son, John F. Kennedy Jr., who died in a plane crash in 1999, would resurrect and appear in front of a crowd November 2nd, 2021, and announce the reinstatement of Donald Trump as president.
Like, why JFK of all
And that,
people?
yeah, they theorized that on November 2nd, 2021, either JFK or his son was going to be resurrected, announce Donald Trump as the president, and that JFK or JFK Jr. was going to be his vice president.
Wait, how the? Okay, First of all, how does JFK or his son get resurrected? And that's only going to be JFK because let's face it, no one cares about his sons. But
Yeah.
so JFK just gonna walk in and say, "Hey guys, oh God, remember that day in 1969? My God, my brain was scouted that day. You
It was
know, like
1963.
sorry, that's 1963. I'm sorry. Okay. Um, Oh, by the way, I still have much. I'm still the president of the United States, right? No, no, you're not.
You isn't.
And the fucker would get gunned down before you ever get to the White House. Like,
Now,
not to mention fucking not to mention putting Donald Trump like Green State where he has no fucking power to do whatsoever. I like to point out, but okay, sorry, continue.
so now that is all of their false predictions, but they've also made extremely false claims that has been like entirely debunked. So the craziest one, in my opinion, is that the CIA
Hmm.
is responsible for Kim Jong Un to be the leader of North Korea because he's just a puppet ruler. And that the CIA is actually running North Korea and Kim Jong Un is just kind of there for face.
Isn't he the son of the original Leo?
Yep.
Again, what fucking proof do they have? Like,
Here's a fun one. March 1st, 2018, they just said that German Chancellor, do you know who Angela Merkel is?
yes.
The German Chancellor? They just straight up said she's Adolf Hitler's granddaughter.
The bloodline basically died
Yeah.
like actually just generation to be perfectly honest. Fun fact, the his great great grandchildren, they all found out they were like related to Hitler, so they decided to never have kids again, to try to kill the bloodline.
Wow. I mean, what about, didn't Hitler have a sister and she didn't have did she have any kids?
I don't know, but I believe that's like all the remaining Hitlers in the world. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I
Uh
mean, who knows? That's probably like some third cousin that's probably related to Hitler, but that's yeah.
Another thing that they've claimed is just straight up that Obama, Hillary Clinton, and George Soros were planning a coup against Trump, and that they're also involved in a child sex trafficking ring.
Well, the, oh my fucking god, it's getting sad at this point. Like so, like okay. So first of all, like you know what? Never mind. Continue.
That's about everything I have for you to react to. I just kind of wanted to make a base,
Like,
know
thank
what
God.
these guys are about, get your just knee jerk reaction to the things that they've said and the things that they claim. And you know what? And then if anything happens in the future with these guys, we'll have a base on how we feel about them and what we know about them. And yeah, we'll be able to just jump into anything QAnon related from this point forward now.
Do they consider like fucking? Do they consider Trump a fucking god or something?
To a certain degree, yeah. Like they believe that he was like chosen by Jesus, like that he's like almost like a prophet, like chosen literally by God. Why else would
Okay.
JFK resurrect from the dead and just be like, Donald Trump's the president, I'm his vice president?
Like,
Like, it's interesting because, at least from what I've been able to read, like, that specific thing with JFK is like the only somewhat
that has
supernatural.
that had to be a troll or something.
No, I didn't know the story fully, but I do remember the rally where QAnon supporters were like, this is the day. Where's JFK? This is the day. Like, we're all here waiting for JFK. And I remember watching that being like, they're fucking crazy. But, like, I didn't know why they were waiting for JFK until I read that. But I actually remember seeing footage of the rally, of them being like, just waiting for JFK and, like, Trump will be the president again. They also believe, I don't know the exact legality behind this, but something happened in the States where the states kind of became an enterprise or something like that. So a lot of members of QAnon do not recognize any president as the president or any law that's been put into place since like 1863, because they believe that like in 1863 that is when America stopped becoming America.
Executing Trump.
No, they believe that Trump is the true 16th president of the United States, not the 49th, or I forget what number it is. But they believe that Trump is the 16th president of the United States because he's the first real president since whenever the fuck.
So, solving citizens, basically.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. They don't recognize any legislature, they don't recognize any law that was put through past, again, I might be fucking up the dates. I believe it's 1863 or something like that. I don't know what happened in 1863 that made them feel this way, but they believe that under a certain legality, something was changed in 1863 that by the founding fathers terminology, the USA stopped being the USA that the founding fathers made and technically became a different country, and they're choosing only to identify with the original United States as the founding fathers designed it to be. Therefore, everything that's been changed, passed, added from that date on, they do not recognize. Any president from that point on, they do not recognize. But for some reason, they gave Trump the pass, and they recognize Trump as the 16th president.
That including his laws too.
Dude, I don't fucking know. Like that wasn't me reading anything. That's just me
What?
remembering something I read.
Like, again, like proof. Like that's all I have to say. Like, what's your fucking proof?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right.
So Trump is so Trump, the Almighty God, comes in, arrests all the people that was fighting against him, including the guy who tipped me off in the first place. I guess he's a model or something.
Yep.
Um, so all that, then JFK is supposed to come up, get resurrected by God, like Jesus is gonna personally come down and just touch the grass of JFK's grave, and JFK should be like, "Hey, what's up?"
What's up? He's the president, which is funny because like if JFK truly did just kind of like just popped out of the ground, he wouldn't know who the fuck Donald Trump is. Like
Fuck, like nobody like that. Like let's face it, like CNN, all the like left-leaning news stations, they're all gonna immediately go to JFK. Like he is a Democrat for fuck's sakes.
yeah,
Like fuck, wouldn't he like, be like, fuck, like he would be like yeah, he would still be Democrat today. Eh?
I don't know. I believe he was a Democrat.
Yeah, but like apparently like 1960 Democrats is like different from today's
Well,
Democrats,
yeah,
but
they've both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party has shifted. Like even the fucking Democratic Party from 5 years ago isn't the same as the one today. Like things change,
yeah,
right?
that's true. Yeah, that's true. But like CNN and MSBC, they're gonna be like, "Hey, JFK, one interview, one interview, one interview, one interview." Like,
But yeah,
there's no
I just
like
want
what's supposed to say? Like, no, go away. I'm making Trump dictator for life.
right. Uh,
He's now Julius Caesar. Like,
they also believe that like if Donald Trump wanted to, he could have served like a third term.
it's if George Washington wasn't going to do the third term shit, like, I mean, yeah, it was Washington that said like, "Hey, only do it like 2 times before." Like a
That's
lot
just
of
because
people
he
don't
wanted
know
to
this.
retire. But then everyone was like, we have to respect that. Like this is now a tradition. Only two
Uh,
terms because George Washington only served 2 terms.
yeah, not
Because
to mention,
he was running for a third election, or he was about to start running for a third election, or people were expecting him, sorry, to run for a third term, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good," and everyone was like, "What? What do you mean you're good?" And he was like, "Yeah, I kind of just like want to fucking retire." Or do his own thing or whatever. I'm basing all of this off of Hamilton, so like there might be some historical inaccuracies here, but he was just like,
I'm pretty sure he wasn't rapping while
in
doing
like a
it.
fun little rap. He was like, "Nah, I just want to sit under my own tree." That's a line from the fucking
Yeah, this is your one, man, not mine. But
yeah.
uh, not to
And
mention
people just
George.
took that and rolled with it, as far as I know.
A fun fact: he can actually, if he wanted to, became a king.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was on the table, but he chose like democracy because constitution shit.
yeah.
So yeah. Um, what drugs they're having? I want some.
I just I'm on a watch list somewhere from all some of the websites I went on and like just
Welcome to the club,
looking for
buddy.
information.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
See, I didn't know what the better approach was looking into these
That,
guys. I didn't know if I should have just joined their forums as like kind of undercover and just see what they're talking about, or read stuff that other people who already disagree with QAnon reporting on what QAnon has said. Like it was very very difficult for me to find like a non-bias.
are you a part of QAnon, Fred?
I just might be.
I knew it. You want to use this podcast to spread the message. Quickly, who's Q?
Who is Q? He's the fucking leader of the CIA, dude. And yeah, he's like,
Wonderful.
yeah,
The Lito we have right now, or the true Lito?
the both. That's the cool
Oh,
part. That's the cool part.
holy shit!
Yeah, he's in charge of it all.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I hope they have enough food from the after fucking the kids. I guess they eat them. Like what? Like what? The, no, my fucking. Okay, so thank you all for uh thank you all for watching the um uh, yeah, I can say watching the podcast, eh?
Yeah, listening, watching, tuning in.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in from the podcast. All of our links will be down below. Um, yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm pretty fucking spent after this. I think you did a good job with the outro. I think we're good to go. Thank you everyone for listening. Like Josh said, everything will be links will be down below. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Yeah, we gotta find the demonic pedophiles cannibals.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised Communist wasn't in though, but
Yeah, I couldn't find much on it. I'm sure you can find some on it, but anyways, that's for a future episode. Thank you all
yeah,
for listening. Goodbye.
have a good day.